Okay.
Kayla got the 111, the 411. Sipping lemonade, throwing light shade.
Okay.
Pain in my life is just a memory. Drew with diamonds in her ice is just a memory.
What's good, everybody? I am Kayla Got the 411. I'm back for another What's Good episode. I am here with Its64Boy. Now, this segment is called What's Good, so I gotta ask you, what's good with you? How are you doing currently?
Hey, I'm doing well. Just blessed to be here. I appreciate you bringing me on today as well, Kayla, and also want to give a big shout out to the networking queen. She be making these things happen as well. So
Yes.
first and foremost, everything's going well. I can't complain at all.
Yeah, shout out to Krista. She done sent so many of y'all over here. A dope, amazing person. No shade. She's my favorite PR person to work with. Like, so professional. Like, she gets back. Like, I just love working with her. So I'm happy to finally have you on. I know we've been trying to schedule this for a while. So let's take it back to when you was little 6'4" boy, okay? Like, what
Yeah,
were you into? Like, what type of music were you into?
like I'm gonna go back to when I was four. Like when I was growing up, my pop was a DJ, so I seen him spinning vinyls, listening to like the Beatles, Rick James, Dr. Dre,
Come on.
Smokey Robinson, just a little bit of everything.
Right.
So,
So he
so
had
I
a
was kind of,
wide range. Like, whoa, that's like, wow, he had different tastes in music. That explains why your style of music, like when I listen to your music and the way you produce, like you have a unique sound. I can tell you listen to other genres. Is that true?
oh, absolutely, you hit it right on the nail.
I think I was telling another producer once that listening to other genres of music, it kind of just helps your sound when you're creating music, and you can always hear it as well. So everybody who's watching, you're not just are you an artist, you're a producer, you're a record executive, you're the CEO of Stackin Entertainment. And that's a big accomplishment, especially for somebody still young in age. So when did you actually decide to get into the music industry and take it serious?
I started taking it serious. I'll say probably around 2009.
Mm,
You know, like probably about 2009, 2010, I started really getting into it. At the beginning, when I first started, I think it was more of a hobby. You know, I just enjoyed writing, I enjoyed producing. I mean, I still enjoy it now, but, I made it more of a business, an entity rather than more of a, something that I just enjoy doing. I kind of want to make a living off of it. So I started doing that. And just from going to college at Norfolk State University, that helped me just from networking with other colleagues as well, just from all over the place, like from New Orleans. I met people from DC, California, just a little bit of taste of different vibes and energy. So just being, going to college just for the network, made me do what I'm doing now, just to be able to create that create the company and be able to be a record label owner.
right.
Also, I mix and master, music producer. We do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, you wear many
Yeah.
hats. What did you actually go to school for?
I went to school for mass communications and I minored in music technology. See, I was already in the music. I was already in the music. So the music technology was already like that was like, oh, I'm gonna breeze through this because I already had the knowledge of it, but it was just getting more that, just getting extra knowledge and just to add value to what I was already doing.
That's dope. I always tell people like sometimes going to college, it's like the experience that you meet and meeting people. I went to the art institute and I always felt like a weirdo. So when I went there, it
Hmm.
was so many creatives. Like everybody was creative too. So you get to meet people that do the same thing for you. But no, wow, that's amazing. So that all works out perfectly for you. So that means you are very knowledgeable of the music industry. Okay. So what are some of the biggest mistakes that you see artists make when they sign a deal?
I think the biggest mistake artists do, I just think that they don't read. I feel like they just jump into it.
Mhm.
They don't have like support, like far as like a entertainment lawyer, far as like going to a situation when they have like some type of sit down for a label meeting,
Right.
um, that could be signing time right then and there, not having no representation. Um,
Mm.
not just being able to copyright their music, not knowing about BDS, sound scan, sound exchange, the PROs, the performance rights organizations. That's what the ASCAP and the BMI, CSAC. So just not being able to like just know those things and knowing that they can be like their own publisher, and still make it independent, like make a living while they're moving. So when you're having a sit down with a label, you kind of want to be more of a partner rather than being someone else's plan. Because if you don't have a plan, then you become someone else's plan. So
slave, I say,
yeah,
being the slave.
yeah.
And, also I see this conversation because even as you were talking about a lot of these organizations, I'm sitting here like, because I didn't know it was that many opportunities that artists can do to pretty much represent themselves. And I'm pretty sure a lot of artists don't even know. But do you think it's a good idea for an artist to have the same lawyer representing them as the label?
No. I think that they should be able to seek elsewhere to bring that to the table. And they have a lot of entertainment lawyers out there, just being able to Google them, check out the reviews and things like that, just like they search anything else. Like when you're going out to eat, you're going to look at the reviews. So
right.
it's the same way. And just like even, with the court system, if you have someone gets in trouble and they got a lawyer, of course that lawyer that's inside with the courts is going to charge more the best interest of that court system to be able to get you off a situation, rather than having a lawyer that could charge you a little bit less and still could do just as good as that person is charging a little bit more, if not doubling or tripling the amount. So
that is great advice. I seen a little debate going on Twitter, so I had to say that for somebody that's knowledgeable. So what was your actual goal for starting up Stackin Up Entertainment?
Man, I started out just being a music producer. I had the opportunity to be able to record a lot of artists at Norfolk State. I did an internship recording 200 unpaid hours of just different artists, just being able to just get the feel of it and just hearing different talents out there. And that was really my stepping stone. That was the same studio Pharrell Williams used to actually sneak in and record artists. So I got the chance to be able to be in that same studio to be able to record those artists. Far as the record label, I seen that it was artists out there that, needed to be aided out there. Like there's artists that don't have like that advice. They don't have no one that they can really go to
right.
To be able to make it and just to be able to just get by as an artist and be able to make an income, make a living. And I seen that. So that's why I really wanted to create a record label to be able to just help other artists out there, letting them know that you can still be independent, and still enjoy your lifestyle as an artist and not having to feel like your back is against the wall and you have to sign a deal right then and there.
That's amazing, man. I swear we definitely need so many people like giving back to these people, because when they put that big check and that investment right there, that $1 million in front of these artists, and grandma house about to get taken from the state and got a baby on the way, that sounds good until they start taking that money away from that concert or that video shoot where you had all those cars, and they take that out, and these artists sit there like, where's my money? But the fact that you are a Black man being able to want to help the culture, we need more people like that, man. That's dope. You get your blessings like that. You ever heard that saying? You get your blessings when you do for other people. So
you pay it forward. Look, my goal is to be able to just help others out there, and just, I just pray that they're able to just, help the other youth that's coming up as well. So I mean, that's the goal, is just to keep it going. Because I know I'm not going to be here forever. So, I just try to be able to, instill everything that I've learned into others and tell them that they can do it as well. And I just hope that, just hope for the best, that they're able to succeed, as well as, just provide some of the things that I've placed out there to other people. So.
Right, sharing those gems. So you have work production-wise with artists like Megan Thee Stallion and Rick Ross, but you are artists too. How do you manage doing all this and making your music? Like, how do you keep up?
Man, the main thing is like, all right, so I'll tell you,
Yeah,
the record label and music production, that's like my bread and butter. Like that's my joy. That's what I enjoy doing.
right.
Far as the artistry side, I love writing music. So my
Right.
goal is to be able to, write music, record them for like references. So if I'm ever going into a studio or partnering up with another record label, I wouldn't mind sharing that and partnering with the label and saying, hey, check this out. I can hear such and such on this record. So I kind of look at it as a way to still be able to get my beats out there as well as some writing credit. So
Now you mentioned writing credit, right?
mhm.
And I think maybe, do you think that a lot of artists may be better suited at writing than actual the artistry? Because this industry is hard. Like, how would they go about getting a reference track in the hands of the right person? Like, what would you suggest for them?
um, my recommendation would be definitely build relationships with these A&Rs out here. Definitely just building relationships with just music executives out there that just have those relationships with these other artists. And people sleep on DJs. Like I tell you, DJs know everybody, and
Mhm.
it's not about. And see, the problem with the artist and the DJ is they always look for a hand in. Like they'll go to the DJ, hey, can you play my record? Can you play it on the radio? But find out what that DJ enjoy. Like what's your DJ favorite drink? Like what do
Mm,
they enjoy? What do they enjoy doing? So once you start like really building with your DJ, like then it's genuine at that point. And then some of the things that artists are paying for could be getting it for free just off of the relationship.
right. So pretty much just try to build a working relationship instead of being a mooch, pretty much.
Yeah, just be yourself and just build with people. Like people just want to just not feel like they're just like used as a tool. They just want to be able to just genuinely feel like they can connect with you.
Great advice. So what has been your biggest accomplishment so far in your career?
Um, One of my biggest accomplishments, I would say, is definitely the record I produced for Jacopo and Two Chains is a record called Top of the Hill. It got distributed through Universal. It got over 1 million streams right now. It's doing really well. I'm actually waiting on my plaque for Spotify to be able to just have that award as well. So that's one of my like biggest accomplishments that I've done so far. Also, I produced a record for Della West and Cypher Leanda. It was a record called Finito. It's actually doing over 1 million streams on SoundCloud right now, and we distributed that through Empire Distribution. And I did a record with T Rail. He's out there. T Rail's everywhere, but I think he's from Kansas. But we produced a record with him as well that had generated over 500,000 streams. And I did a record called Flip that I produced as well that had over 500,000 streams.
Yes, man. You mentioned
So
your plaques. Like, who sends these plaques? Do like you said Spotify? So do Spotify send their own plaque and Apple send their own plaque? Like, how does that work?
yeah, it's actually like distributors that partner directly with Spotify. Just having those connections, and they'll actually create it, and they'll get it sent to you as well.
Oh, that is amazing.
Hmm.
So it's probably a lot of artists who probably haven't hit those milestones. They just gotta know the right person to be able to get that plaque. That is dope.
Absolutely.
So now we're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna take a little break. So I'm going to pretty
Okay.
much mention a statement and you finish the blank. Okay, you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. What are three things in life that brings you peace?
And God, family, and music.
Yes. Do you think that artists just need that support from their family and friends? Because you hear those stories where nobody supports them until they make it, or they're seen with a celebrity. Like, how important has like your family and like your surroundings been for you throughout your career, especially when you're having those rough days?
Yeah, my family has been supportive throughout my whole journey. Even sometimes when I was younger, my parents used to say things that I really didn't like sometimes, like, You got to go to school. You still got to do other things. And I didn't want to hear it at the time. But now that I'm at the age where I am now, I really appreciated some of the things that they instilled in me because, you know, music, you know, you got to have a plan A, B, and a C. I feel like in today's time, you got to, and my grandmother always told me, you got to have more than one hustle to survive. So
I definitely agree.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
very
So it's all about just having something to fall back on. Just don't rely on just one thing, you know, because if you dive in too deep on something, you may get disappointed. You may go through this depression or have anxiety, things like that. So it's just important to just, you know, just have those backup plans. Because you know, something may not work out, but you might be great in another area that could lead to something totally different. Like just for example, um, you know, as far as I have banking, a banking background as well. So just being able to network with different business owners was a great stepping stone. Just from coming from the restaurant business, dealing with customer service, getting into banking, learning to build relationships, you know, led me to dealing with other business owners that was able to pay some of my artists to come out for festivals and different things like that. So you just never know like what things can lead. And I always tell, you know, artists that, you know, like have respect for everybody because you never gonna know who you gonna come across. Like that's important because you don't know who knows who, and you know one thing could lead you know to a whole nother way where you ruin the whole relationship. You could be working for that person that you disrespected or you know things like that. So I always just tell people just you know just keep a cool head and just enjoy what you do and just make the best of it.
right. You said you had banking experience. So were you working like a just regular job in banking?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm actually I built myself up from a teller to a branch assistant manager. So so we deal, you know, with loans and things like that just to help, you know, people succeed financially and, you know, just helping people with life. Like people don't even realize like I mean, I just feel so good on how many people I help. Like, you know, I talked to one client that said that their car was breaking down on them. I was able to get them a credit card. They came back in and thanked me because, you know, they was able to fix their car and have zero interest for 18 months. And if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't even thought of it. And just also helping people realize that you can be a first time home buyer without having to put a lot down. Because some people look at that 200, 250,000 and say, oh, I can't afford this. But, you know, in reality, they got first time home buyer programs that actually give you money towards a down payment of the home. I help people with that.
I'm going to tell you after this.
Yeah, yeah. It's so
I tell
many
people
things
all
like
the time where, like, even I work a regular job. I work as an account manager, and
mhm.
those type of jobs help you be able to interact with people professionally because at the end of the day we all are creators, but this is still a business industry. You got to be able to know how to conduct yourself, talk to people, and these jobs that everybody's working, you can do both. Like you've done both.
Absolutely.
You can
Hmm.
manage it. I don't like everybody just want to be a boss and struggle, but you can sometimes you have to get another job in order to pay for
Yeah.
those studios, you know.
Yeah.
So
And,
I
and
like
and I always say it's just a network. It's like it's a vehicle. It's a vehicle. And I tell people, even when you're in these jobs, like I don't help people break out their shells. Like it's been people that I've seen in banking that were shy to talk to people. And I just say, hey, you ever been to a family reunion? I used to tell people, you ever been to a family reunion and you see that family member that you do not know, and then you started talking, and then you just haven't, then y'all just start vibing out. I just tell people, look at it like you going to a family reunion with people you never met. So I try to give people that advice to kind of break them out their shell, to be able to just converse with people and just I've seen people succeed just from that, just those type of conversations with people.
right. That's very inspiring too. I think so many people feel like you gotta just dive all into one thing, but like you said, don't put everything in one basket because when everything just fails, you feel like you lost it all. So I think that's great advice. Even some advice I don't receive. So we're closing up now at the end of the show. So what can we look out from you for 2022? Because I see that you and Big Wall, you all did a joint project that I listened to. Like, how did y'all come up with that?
Man, me and Wall, because Wall already had his platform, Address the Culture, and
Yeah,
we
I've
kept
been
talking. Yeah, so he already had that, and we just clicked. Shout out to the networking queen again; she made that happen. So, soon as she linked us together, I had my interview with him. We started chopping it up, and he said, "Man, you like my brother, man. Like we just clicked. We clicked from day one, and we've been building for over a year, and we still like brothers. And even that project, the project felt so right together because it felt like we done built over a year just getting to know people. Like I can call Wall up right now. We could talk about just life, and we don't. And that's important to me. That's more valuable to me than just trying to call me every day. Like, hey man, can you send me this new track or send me a
right.
beat like this? Like me and
People
Wall,
that
like man, how you? Yeah, like how your family doing? Like, or you lose a family member, man. My condolences, man. Anything you need, I got you. Like we on that type of level.
That's dope. Big Wall, he is definitely amazing. I told he has this energy about him, like you can tell it's
Yeah,
genuine.
man.
That's so
Wall is
important.
genuine.
It's okay, people to ask, say, hey, how you doing today? Are you okay?
Hmm.
Instead, I can't even tell you, sis, for how many people jump in my DM. Don't say, hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
Not like my gosh, can I get a hi? And I think that's so important. People just ask how you doing. And that's the reason why this
exactly.
segment, you all, what's good? Just checking in with everybody. Because some artists, I've asked what's good with them and they not in a good
Hmm.
mood. Been going through things, dealing with
Yeah.
COVID. So people
Hmm.
appreciate that. I say thank you so much. So any music that you have coming out, any artists that you're working with, like give us a 411.
Yeah, I'm actually working with JT from GMR Entertainment. They a whole record label, so I'm really helping putting them in a position to get their own distribution platform so they can start distributing their artists and things like that. So they really been appreciating all the things that I've been offering to them, and we also do articles like news articles. We help artists, just build you know, their whole background like on Google, because Google is everything. I tell people if it didn't happen on Google, it really didn't happen. So,
Mm-hmm.
in the eyes of Instagram or Facebook, if you kind of want to maximize on the social medias and things like that, we help out with Instagram celebrity engagement. We help with Spotify playlisting. I mean, we pretty much do so much like to help, a lot of small businesses as well as artists out there. And I also wanted to mention something too, Kayla. I mean, my like my passion was basketball. Like I did a record called Hoop Dreams that's actually on my project Traumatized Life Story EP. And
Mm-hmm.
when I was 16, like my grandfather's from Puerto Rico, so he was like he played basketball at Clark Atlanta, like he
Uh,
was I mean he was good, and back then it was more of a height requirement, so that prevented him from going in the NBA. So he taught me all the things that he knew. So like I was all in, like, back I'm looking at Michael Jordan back then, just looking at Kobe Bryant. Like I just really thought like that's what I really wanted to do. And I was like dead set on it. Um
what
and
happened?
when I went to high school, my freshman year, they did a physical on everybody, and then they checked my heart, and he was like, you got a irregular heartbeat. I was 16 in front of like 20 guys. He was like, I said, what do you mean? He said, you have a hole in your heart. And he said, you could die any day now. He told me that at 16 years old.
In front of
Everybody in front of everybody huddled up against me. And I was like, look, man, like y'all need to calm down. Like I ain't
okay.
nothing gonna really happen to me. But it really deterred me from wanting to pursue that. Like when he said that, it made me want it to change. So that's why when I found music and really started going hard at it, I kind of use that as my MBA, fundamentals, being able to just help key players with different things. So it kind of came from basketball, applying it to the music industry.
Gosh, like, so did you what
So,
happened in that situation? Like, was it true?
actually, recently, to be honest with you, I'm 31 now. You know how we are. Sometimes you don't even want to get anything like that checked out because you don't want to know. But it took me a while to really to go out. But I really got it. I got it checked out. They said it's a small hole,
Oh,
but they just told me that it's nothing that they would do surgery on. It's nothing that I needed surgery on. But that was good to hear that. But I'm aware, and then I was young, so it messed me up. I didn't even
what?
want to. I mean, I still shoot the basketball every now and then, but now like I wasn't no longer like interested in saying I'm gonna pursue going to the NBA. Like this is what I want to do. Like I feel like he killed that dream for me, and
Like,
and
who is
that's what.
a hippo violin?
Yeah, so that's why I came out with that record called Hoop Dreams. So when you all get a chance, like definitely go to my traumatized life story EP and then listen to Hoop Dreams.
Well, I'm gonna put it
So
on in here too, so people can be able to check it out. But it's so interesting how life always circles around. It's amazing how things will happen in your life, and then when you get
oh
to
yeah.
you look back like, wow, it all makes sense. I know it didn't make sense at that time. Like,
No, yeah, but
oh,
now it's like it came full circle. And I feel like the music is my NBA. That's how I feel. And I feel like I'm still balling. I'm still passing the rock to different people in the industry. And I feel like I'm just being a team player.
oh my God, like
That's
that's dope.
yeah. So I just feel like
That's
it's
dope,
just
man.
coming
It was
together.
dope talking to you. What's your zodiac sign?
Virgo.
You a Virgo? You one of the most wisest Virgos I've ever met. Y'all are very smart. Oh my gosh. Wow. I think what you're doing is so great. And I'm so happy to have you on this platform, especially
Thank
having
you.
people like you all who actually create the music, and artists be able, normally artists flock to this segment. They enjoy these type of shows because they learn from you all too. So I appreciate you dropping so many gems and being on my platform also.
Yeah, and I appreciate you having me, Kayla. I mean, it's definitely been, a pleasure, being on the show, talking to you and being able to just share my life story with you. And I just appreciate the networking queen as well, just
Yeah.
being able to just, making all these things happen. I mean, she's definitely a major key.
Yes,
And yeah,
she's a
she's amazing. Like she helps everybody like on the team. She's checking in with the team daily. Like she's on top of everything. Like she was checking in with me now. Like even with the interview, she was like, "Are you on yet?" I was like, yeah, "She's on it."
yeah, she gets back to it, and I appreciate having people like
Yeah,
that support you and that you trust. We all need people like that. I think she's a blessing to all
absolutely.
guys who I've had on the show.